Hey guys, it's me, Mrs. Klein. This is May, week 7, day 5. For those of you that have the story, Glaciers, Rivers of Ice. Notice I have some snow in my background for that. It's not the best picture, but it does. So, all right, let's go ahead and look at that. And we'll pull that up and do our Lexia skill builder together. Says, read and underline the definition of the word below. Knowing this word and its definition will help you complete the following activities. It says form. To form is to make something. So to form is to make something. Read the informational text on the next page. Glaciers, rivers of ice. Informational text give facts about a topic. Explore the diagram to help you understand the written information. So we're going to go over here to Glaciers, river of ice, and we're actually going to read it, and then we're going to look at this picture to understand it a little bit better. All right. Thousands of years ago, during the Ice Age, most of the world was covered with ice. Then, roughly 11,000 years ago, Earth began to warm. These days, you must travel to the North or South Pole or to high mountains to see what's left from the Ice Age. This is where ice fields and glaciers can be found. What is a glacier? Glaciers are huge masses of ice. A glacier is like an ice field, except for one big difference: movement. Glaciers flow, but most move extremely slow. So it's like a big ice field, except it moves, okay? How does a glacier form? Glaciers form when more snow falls in the winter than melts or dries up in the summer. Snow builds up year after year, forming layers. Each new layer pushes down on the layer beneath. This pressure causes last year's snow to turn into grain-like pellets called, can't see that, called firn. As more layers form, creating more pressure, the firn turns into ice. The ice finally becomes so thick and heavy, it begins to move downhill. How does a glacier move? The whole glacier slowly spreads out as it moves. This general movement of a glacier is called creep, but some parts of the glacier move faster than others. The fastest moving are the top and middle layers, where ice is sliding over ice. The bottom, which rubs against the land, moves more slowly. What does a glacier do? A glacier moves. It changes the land. Its movement wears down the rock surface underneath, slowly carving out valleys. The icy bottoms of the glacier also catches on cracks in the rock. The heavy moving ice rips out sections of rock and carries them along. As it continues to flow, the glacier peels back layer after layer of rocky layer. It takes a river of ice to rip up rock. Okay, so we have this picture here. It's hard for me to see some of these because they're a little bit blurry on my end. It says parts of a glacier. We have the firn, we have the top ice, the middle ice, the snow, the bottom ice, and the rock. Again, it's kind of hard for me to see some of this, but the snow is actually on the top layer, and then the firn, and then the top ice, and then the middle ice, and then the bottom ice, and then the rock. All right, let's go back over here and see what we need to do. I have a feeling I'm going to need some text boxes, so I'm going to go ahead and get those ready. Section 3 says, informational text often have subheadings that can help you identify the main idea in different parts of the text. This text has 4 subheadings. Put a star next to the subheadings of paragraph 3. All right. Of paragraph 3. Here's paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3. What was the thing again? I'm sorry. I was busy clicking our texts. Main idea of paragraph 3. Okay, put a star next to the subheading of paragraph 3. Here it is, and they underlined it for us. Snow builds up year after year. And that's what we put a star by. Okay, then the next part says, informational texts also have key details that support a main idea. 4 key details are underlined in paragraph 3. Put a check mark in the margin next to each detail. So we have, you know what? I did something wrong. I'm so sorry. I accidentally had you star the wrong thing for the subheading. Sorry, guys. Mrs. Klein's getting a little loopy here. This is my last video to record for this week, and I'm having a few mistakes. I'm very sorry. Okay, so we put a star next to the subheading in paragraph 3. That's this right here. How does a glacier form? Okay, and then it says that it also has key details. There should be 4 key details, it says. So we need to put a check mark next to those. So snow builds up year after year. Check. Pressure causes last year's snow to turn into grain-like pellets called fern. Check. The fern turns into ice. Check. Ice finally becomes so thick and heavy, it begins to move downhill. Check. There's our 4 key details. Sorry again for my mistake. It happens. All right, number 5, complete the chart below. Use the markings you made on the text to help you. Okay, so this is basically, we've done this week after, or a couple weeks now with this new packet, and we're just gonna copy the stuff that we starred and checked. So it's basically what you starred is the main idea, it said. So how does a glacier form? That was the subheading, which is the main idea. And then each check mark goes under the key details. So snow builds up year after year is key detail number 1. Snow builds up year after year. Key detail number 2 was pressure causes last year's snow to turn into grain-like pellets called fern. Pressure causes last year's snow to turn into grain-like pellets called fern. That's key detail number 2. If I can get this. There you go. All right, and then key detail number 3 is the fern turns into ice. And it's just what we check marked and what they have underlined. Fern, oops, turns into ice. And lastly, our key detail number 4 is ice finally becomes so thick and heavy, it begins to move downhill. Ice finally becomes so thick and heavy, it begins to move downhill. Okay? Good work, guys. 6 says, use the words first, next, and finally and causes to explain how glaciers form. Use information from your chart in the diagram to support your answer. Write on another page. If you are in Mrs. Klein's group and you are watching this, you do not have to do number 6. Now, if you are not in Mrs. Klein's group, then you probably still need to do number 6. Okay? All right, I will talk to you guys later. I miss you all. Have a great weekend. Love and hugs. Bye.